common mistake do students tend to make while speaking English so
Okay,
far?
so
According to you, MCI is also a mistake. Like, what is more important for an intermediate level, accuracy or fluency? Like, for
vocabulary can also go wrong. They get confused with words, right? Some, especially pronunciation. This is a common mistake that I've always noted in terms of learners, and to a certain extent, I've corrected my teachers also about this. It is the word content. It has two pronunciations and two meanings. One is content.
group, and I have seen now they have bundle of vocabulary, idioms, but when they use, they often tend to make a lot of mistakes. So now
Yes.
this is the time. But I think, in my opinion, I feel that yes, we should focus on accuracy. But as a teacher, what do you suggest us?
I think both. Hello,
Hey,
good afternoon.
very good afternoon. How are you, ma'am?
I am good. How about you?
Yes, I am also fresh as a daisy. Thank you so much
Great,
for asking.
great. Did you have your lunch?
Yes, I have had my lunch just
Yes.
few minutes back.
Oh, so late.
I usually have my lunch this time
Okay,
because we prefer having light food or solid food at night.
okay.
Sometime porridge or poha, khichdi.
Mhm.
So I prefer having because my husband likes it.
Okay, so you have light food at night.
Yes, yes.
And do you have
We
an early
prefer
dinner?
like around 8:30. I prefer
Okay,
having around 8 or 8:30, like in between this time.
okay. Great.
Yes, yes.
Fantastic. Okay.
What
So
about
how was it?
you?
Oh, yes, I had my lunch. I have it around 1:30.
Okay, right.
Yes. So how is your day going?
Yes, day is going well because I also started teaching. I
Mm-hmm.
mentioned in my previous sessions as well. So first I took my class around 11 to 12.
Mm-hmm.
Then yes, it was productive. I caught up on my previous tasks, previous work. And yes, now I am attending my own session. So that's how my day was productive. I am learning and growing day by day.
Great. So what do you teach? What kind do you teach?
I try to speak on topics because she has good vocabulary, words, idioms, but when it comes to speaking, she fumbles.
Okay.
Uh, right? Like how to structure the sentence, right? And how to gather the thoughts while speaking. So that's how I try to help her. Like in the evening, I teach beginners as well.
Mm-hmm.
So two students are there also, and they are quite beginners, so it's quite easy for me now. Now
Okay.
it's cakewalk for me to handle those students. But when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to intermediate level, yes, I already told her that I am also a learner. I am on the learning stage. But when you will ask me any question, if I will not be aware, so I will tell you and I will give you reply next day, rather giving you incorrect or wrong, guidance. So that's
Okay.
how I, yes.
Understood. Yes. So are you facing any challenges when you're teaching?
Not challenging. Like whenever I have to teach her, so I first prepare myself. Like today, in today's class, I am going to teach her this thing, right? But if she
Teacher?
asks, sorry,
What are you going to teach her in today's class?
no, whatever I am going to teach her.
Okay. Okay.
Suppose I am going to teach or I ask some questions on any particular topic. So I make sure first I should be prepare myself first. Rather, I will ask her and how I will correct her if I would be not aware. So I prefer
Mm-hmm.
working, earlier before asking questions to her. So that's my
Okay.
way to teach her. Yes,
Mm. You
but
prepare
I am also
yourself.
learning. Yes,
Okay. Understood. Okay.
right.
So no challenges as of now because you prepare yourself pretty well before you go, right?
If I talk about the challenges, it doesn't mean that I am not facing any challenge. Like whenever she asks me any spontaneous question, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
might not be aware of that particular question or any, whatever she is asking to me, but
Okay.
I consider myself as a coachable person, right?
Okay.
Like if,
Okay.
yes, I think it's a never ending process. If
Yes.
I wait for perfection, after
Mm.
perfection, I would start teaching. So I don't think so that day will ever come in my life.
Understood, understood, understood. Totally. It's always good to go with the flow rather than waiting and
Yes,
waiting until you feel like you've
yes,
perfected it. It's always better that way, right?
yes.
Okay.
Even it's a
S-
win-win situation, isn't it?
Mm.
It's
Yes.
right. So I can
Yes.
learn. I can, learn from her as well. Many things.
Yes.
Sometimes,
Yes.
like day before yesterday, she used very beautiful expression, uh, proverb, blessing in disguise. So I learned.
Blessing in
This.
disguise. Okay.
So yes. I need some sentences and she used. It doesn't mean that if she knows a word and I don't know, it doesn't mean that I am not aware. But sometimes some words she knows, other time I know some words because it's a huge dictionary we have.
Yes. It's a
Mhm.
vast subject, right?
Word subject.
It
Yes.
that can be the case with you and me also. There would be words which you know, which I might not be aware of, right?
Right.
So in terms of vocabulary, it's very different because as
Mhm.
you said, as the dictionary is an endless one and words keep coming added up every single time. So it's very difficult in terms of vocabulary, right?
Right. Right,
So
ma'am.
it's
Ma'am,
not a
so
problem.
yes, yes. So, in this term, I have one question for you as well. Like
Yes.
from your experience, like as you are a teacher, so from your experience, like what common mistakes do students tend to make while speaking English? So
Okay,
far,
so yeah,
you have
on a
experienced.
general note, from the experience that I've had, one common mistake that most of them make is in terms of past tense. They find it very difficult to speak in the correct tense sometimes in terms of pronunciation, especially when I go to or when I take students who are from the north side, they have this MTI issue, that is mother tongue
Hmm.
influence, most of them. Okay, that is especially in words, in sounds like sir and sure, they get confused in such kinds of situation. Other than that, sometimes the slang might not be good. They would have that touch of their mother tongue a lot, not only in pronunciation but also in the way they speak. The dialect would be very different. Another common mistake, yes, vocabulary can also go wrong. They get confused with words, right? Some, especially pronunciation, this is a common mistake that I've always noted in terms of learners. And to a certain extent, I've corrected my teachers also about this. It is the word content. It has two pronunciations and two meanings. One is content.
Content, and the second one is content.
Content,
Content
yes.
means
The
content means
information,
the
that
satisfaction and
satisfaction or happiness that you have. So this is like the most common mistake that I've seen in most of the people, right? Especially influencers. If they make it go wrong, then it's not a right thing because they're already talking about a lot of content, right? So
yes.
yeah, I've done it in most of my videos also to a certain extent about the relationship between these two words, right?
Okay, so according to you, MCI is also a mistake.
Sorry, according to you?
MCI,
Yeah.
mother tongue influence, is also a common mistake. Like we should be aware in the term of MCI. Like if the person is not have a good pronunciation, so it is also considered as a mistake.
Yes, it is not mistake, it is bit problematic. Especially there are a lot of people who work in the IT sector and they would have a lot of clients who are foreigners. Then it would become a problem because they don't understand. If you don't pronounce it correctly, they might not understand it properly. Right.
Right,
So correct pronunciation is also something which is very important to a certain extent. Say, for example, in Hindi, if you mispronounce a word, it doesn't make sense much, right? That's the
right,
same with English also. not just English, but with most of the languages. The moment you
Hmm.
mispronounce it, sometimes the whole meaning changes because there would be different pronunciation for it, right?
Ye-
So bringing out the correct pronunciation is equally important in terms of having a command over the language.
Okay, okay, right. Thank
Yeah.
you. And one more question, like according to you, what are some simple daily habits,
Some daily
like to
habits.
habits to improve English speaking skills? Like one should
Speak.
incorporate, please.
Yes. See, from the point of view of my learners, what they tell me is that a lot of trainers told me to read, to listen to podcasts, to learn vocabulary, to bring out new words and all that. But at the end of the day, if you want to speak, you need to speak. It's not just about listening and reading. There are a lot of learners who are not at all interested in reading. I would say I won't force them at all because see, once one thing they would be already forced to learn this language because of their profession, right? And on the other hand, they are again forced to do something that they don't like. Reading is not just about books, right? Reading can be in any form. If you are not interested in reading big novels, go with short stories.
Hmm.
Still, if you don't feel like reading, listen. But at the end of the day, no matter what you do, you have to speak and make it practically possible. Only then your spoken English would be better. Otherwise, no, it's not spoken English,
Yes,
right?
yes,
That would
here
be
I
one
know.
daily habit.
Hmm.
Yes,
Like
I've
many
always,
people.
yeah, I've always told my learners, see, they tell me that, okay, we listen to podcasts, we watch a lot of videos. So I said, okay, if that's the case, that is good. But at the end of the day, are you practically using it? They say, no, it's not benefiting us. Why is it not benefiting you? When you're watching a podcast or when you're listening to a podcast, once you are done listening or watching it, the main thing that you're supposed to do is what did you understand from it? Question yourself about the podcast. Did you understand it? Were you able to reciprocate on the basis of that? Ask different questions in relation to the podcast. What did you understand? If it's a motivational one, how did it motivate you? What are the key points the speaker told you? What were the questions that were asked by the interviewer? Right.
Wow.
So form a lot of questions inside your mind so that you understand that you've understood it. You need a
Hmm.
self evaluation to a certain point, right? To see if you've understood. Maybe at the end of the session, also, you can go back and see, okay, what did ma'am tell me today? What did I understand from her class? What am I supposed to take from today's session? What did I
Hmm.
learn today? If you don't have answers for all these questions, then it's a waste of time,
Yes.
right?
As you mentioned that people are accumulating a lot of vocabulary and idioms in their daily conversation, right? But
Yes,
when it comes to sentence structure, they often tend to make mistakes, right?
yes,
So
yes.
according to you, do we need to practice the sentence structure separately, or can we improve it through daily conversation? Like, what's your opinion on it?
One thing that I would say is that, see, a lot of vocabulary, idioms, and all is good to a certain extent, but only if you're able to use it. There are a lot of people, whenever they see a new word, they write it down. Whenever they see a new idiom, they write it down. And then at the end of the day, when they look back, there's like n number of words and idioms, which is not practically possible to just mug up. When you are maybe learning a vocabulary or an idiom, understand the whole meaning of that particular word. Okay. Try to use n number of sentences or make n number of sentences with it. Take one at a time. Okay. See if you're able to use it practically. Then move on to the next one. Don't randomly grasp up everything. Don't
Hmm.
gobble up everything. It's not going to work. It's out of experience that I'm telling you. I had a certain point in my life where I used to note down every single word in the dictionary, try to use it, but then fail at it. It's because you keep grasping it, but you're not understanding the essence of the word. How can you use it? Which in all situations can I use it? Right? Make sentences which is related to real life conversations or real life situations. Then it's going to help you.
Okay, okay, right. Because it was also my biggest problem that accumulating or accumulating words in our
Mm.
daily life. It's not a uphill battle. But when it
Yes.
comes to using, it's not cup of my tea. But I try to use, like if I have jotted down 10 words or idioms, whether it's idioms or vocabulary, whatever it is, but I try to use hardly five or six, right? and by end of the day it seems that, oh my god, it's a different kind of pressure I have. So that's why I think, if I have limited words, but how to use in a concise way, that really matters, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Go one
So,
at a time. When you are trying to learn different words, take two
hmm,
or three at a time, not more than that. Not even five, I would suggest, because it's too much for your brain to digest. One, your brain is new to this language. It has to get accustomed to it. Our mother tongue is different because from the time we were born, we are listening only to that language. So over the period of time, we get used to it. That's the same with any language. You need to hear it thousands and thousands of times to get it registered. Your brain is a very tricky thing. That's something that I understood. It's not easy. So I was around, see, I know most of the South Indian languages except for Telugu. So for
hmm,
me, Malayalam is my mother tongue. So I've developed that because I've been hearing it from my childhood. Right. The same with Tamil. Okay. It has a relationship with Malayalam. So when I hear Tamil, I can understand it, but it's hard for me to reciprocate. Kannada is another thing. It's very difficult. But at the same time, I think for around 5 years, I lived in Bangalore. But
hmm,
throughout those 5 years, I didn't even have had or I didn't even get the chance to use that particular language, even though that particular place forced that language onto its people. But when I did my B.Ed, which was for 2 years, my whole class, I was surrounded with Kannadigas. So I
hmm.
kept hearing every single day. Even the teachers communicated in Kannada. That's how I learned that language. It was not through reading, it was not through writing, it was through listening
Listening.
and reciprocating it, trying to speak like them with that slang. So imitation is something that works a lot to a certain extent. And you find
Listening.
pleasure in that.
Yes, yes, like listening is also a powerful tool, but when it comes
Yes.
to active listening, not a passive
Yes.
one, like
To an
what
extent,
we'll do.
passive also works to a certain
Hmm.
extent, but not for everyone. It's not everybody's cup of tea.
Right. Yes, yes, because
Yes.
observation is also matters. If
Mm.
you are not observing things, so how you would get better in that particular thing, right? Like
Mm.
for instance, if I am doing my household chores, my mind is not learn better. But if I am
Yes.
sitting on a one place and I am just listening to some particular thing, I might get better
Yes.
things, or I can learn better than
Yes.
doing household too.
Yes. You
So
understand
that,
it faster,
you understand. Yes, yes,
right?
I understand it faster, definitely.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
like according to you, like what is more important for an intermediate level, accuracy or fluency? Like for beginners, I know that fluency is matter until they,
Yes.
speak fluently, because for beginners it's very hard. I can't
Mm.
teach them separately grammar rules, etc. But when
Mm.
it comes to an intermediate level, I
Mm.
have seen, like I am associated with women group, and I have seen now they have bundle of vocabulary, idioms, but when they use, they often tend to make a lot of mistakes. So now
Yes.
this is the time. But I think, in my opinion, I think that yes, we should focus on accuracy. But as a teacher, what do you suggest us?
I think both fluency and accuracy. See, when you are a beginner, I always suggest that clarity is very important because if you pronounce those words clearly, then people would be able to figure out what you're trying to say. So that's why clarity is important at that time. But once you get a hold of the language, once you have a command over the language, that's when you reach intermediate level. Not complete command, but you know if you make mistakes, you understand the mistakes at that time. Right. So in that case, fluency and accuracy is very important. But I would still say in your intermediate level, don't focus on vocabulary. It is not good. Build your language on simple language. Advanced level is a level where you focus on your vocabulary and your pronunciation more in a better manner. But at the same time, you can give more importance to your accent also at that time. Till then, it's only simple language. That's how you built the base of this particular language. That's the problem. Most of them, they just jump to vocabulary. And I keep repeating the same thing again and again. No, it is not vocabulary that's important right now. It is important. Take one step at a time if it's vocabulary. But more than that, the message that you convey to your listener is more important than the words that you use.
Hmm.
Right. So, till an intermediate level, I would say go with simple language. If you have a good command over the simple language, then you're good to go for the advanced level.
Yes,
Right.
definitely.
Does it
Because
make
when
sense?
right, exactly. That's why
Yes.
I told you that, I should ask some question because if the person is already perfect, as you are a teacher, you know each and everything. But now I have seen that many people are just accumulating words, and we feel that, oh my God, the person is superior. It's no matter they are using that word in a correct manner, but only our focus on words, vocabulary,
Yes.
idioms.
Yes.
So today I am just bombarding questions, but
It's
I
okay.
have
No problem. No
yes,
problem.
I have one more question that how we can make our English impressive. According to you, what is the more natural? Like,
Yes.
जैसे sometimes when I speak na, it seems that I am speaking like a
Hmm.
book. So how it
Okay.
could be the more natural
Mm.
according to you?
Okay. So bookish language adds up to the natural language. Okay. It's just an information that you've been getting. You refer to it, it's like a guide that shows you the right way. But rest is in your hand. Okay. How to
Mm,
shape it, how to bring that natural instinct from you. You develop that with daily conversations. See, if you have a content, say, for example, you're reading something, okay, maybe a motivational book, and you come across a particular word in that book. Maybe it's
mm,
the whole book surrounds around that word. Say, for example, motivation is the word. You start finding different words, different meanings for that. So it's just adding to the knowledge. It's not shaping your language. It's just adding to the knowledge that you have. It's just making you realize, okay, this has this meaning also. This also has it. But how to use it naturally is in your hands. The more you develop on it. So that's why I said speaking to yourself is one good thing that happens. When you are reading something, when you are listening to something, once you are done with it, ask a lot of questions to yourself. A lot
mm,
of questions to yourself. What did I gain from this? And also make sure you're able to answer those questions. That's how naturality comes. It's not just by bookish knowledge, right? You need to speak it out. You need to make sure you're able to answer the questions that you're asking to yourself. Only then you can shape it up,
okay, right.
right? So for
Got
me, it was natural because one, I got the exposure to a certain extent. Two, it's the real life situation. See, motivational talks are good to a certain extent. I used to watch a lot of TED Talks, which talks about different people's stories, how they came up, what was happening. I don't like reading books in terms of motivation. It's very boring. It's very
Mm,
sluggish for me. So I don't go with that. When it comes to motivation, I try to watch and listen. I need images, I need emotions. I need to see that. Only then I'll be able to retaliate to it.
mm.
Right. So that's how
I
it
am all
worked for me.
I'm all not into books actually, but sometimes
Mm,
I feel like there are many people, they read books, they have knowledge. So when I feel bit confused, should I start reading or not? But I
mm,
try to take something from Chat GPT, like give me one motivational story. Other day
mm,
I say, okay, give me something else, any novel, so that I can read early in the morning. So that's how
mhm.
I
Okay.
read every day.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Hmm.
good. To a certain extent, it helps you out also. But like I said, reflect on yourself at the end. That will give you more benefit.
Yes,
Right? Yes.
right.
Okay. So shall I wind up the session? I have another session in line.
Yes,
Yes.
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 Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. It was indeed wonderful questions that you asked. I hope to see you again. Take care.
Thank you so much,